Hello, welcome to Spread Book Joy. Today I'm doing the Your Answer Can't Be Books tag. If you're new to the channel, I am Jack, and if you're not new, welcome back to my channel. And today I'm doing the Your Answer Can't Be Books tag. I was tagged by the amazing Marilyn Maya Mendoza, the Baby Boomer Booktuber, whose channel and video I will link in the description box below. And she is wonderful. She's someone whose videos I always go out of my way to watch. She's, like she says, a Baby Boomer Booktuber. She started her channel around the same time I started mine, but we only discovered each other about 6 months ago, and she is fabulous. She's got she reads such a wide variety of things, and she's always got fascinating insights into the books that she reads, and she's a lot of fun as well. So if you do watch Marilyn, you'll know what I'm talking about, her intros and the things that she's had an amazing life as well, and she talks about some of her life experiences. And she's a writer, so sometimes she reads memoirs and essays. Go and check her channel out. She is wonderful, and I'd urge you to subscribe to her. And thank you, Marilyn, for the tag. The original tag is by Joe and Mary at BookBuds. I saw their video, and I had seen them recommended over at Gunpowder Fiction and Plot by Scott and Nell, who do great recommendations for new booktubers every week. And I haven't managed to watch many more of their videos because I am so far behind on people's content, and I apologise to everyone. But their original video is so much fun, and this one I'm hoping I'm going to intersperse between me talking pictures of some of the things I'm talking about, so that you're not just staring at me talking at a camera the whole time. They did a brilliant one though when they were talking about some of their interests that are beyond BookTube, because the whole point of this tag is to find out a bit more about BookTubers and their lives and their likes and their things beyond books. So your answer can't be books. But their video, I think Joe tap dances, and they just demonstrate some of the things that they can do. I'm not that interesting. I don't tap dance, unfortunately, but I do a number of other things, and we'll chat about them now. So question one is, what is something that you own way too many of other than books? So the only thing I own too much of, I suppose, is books. I just had a sudden thought of my spice cupboard, herbs and spices, but my cupboard's very small, so that's why it looks like I've got a lot of herbs and spices, but that's not it. I am a big fan of David Bowie, and I don't think I have too much David Bowie memorabilia and stuff, but I have a few things, so I'll hopefully show you some of them in a little cutaway film. But I have a lot of books on David Bowie, which I'm not going to talk about here because I've done a separate video on them, because they're more interesting, I think, than the photos and artwork and things that I own. I don't own tons of stuff. It's all relative, isn't it, really, what people think is too much, but probably a little bit too much memorabilia of David Bowie, but not like a scary amount, not like a weird obsessive amount. The other thing I own a lot of, and I recently thought about, and I think I own too much of, is tote bags. I just seem to collect them wherever I go, concerts, bookshops, various places. People have bought me them. So yeah, I might show you a few of them on here. One of them is, a few of them I bought in, what I call frou-frou shop. So the sort of shop that sells greetings cards and random gifts, and you find those shops you can get some really good tote bags. So yeah, for some reason I've got quite a lot of tote bags. And art supplies, though I'm not an artist, so any artist watching this will just laugh and think that's not a lot of art supplies, but for someone who has not done any art, and I'll talk about that in a little while, in ages, I do own quite a few pens and paints and I thought it was a lot of yarn, but I've seen Sandy Misreads a Lot's video where she has a lot of yarn. I've got bags of it in cupboards, and I've got some on this, I use those old IKEA CD racks, which I'm probably going to show you in a film, to shove things in so that I know it's there, so it's not hidden away somewhere and I can see it and use it, but then it just sits in those IKEA CD racks. So what is something you do for fun that is not related to books and reading, or that's not reading a book? Quite a few things. Before I became a booktuber, since starting my booktube and my website and Instagram, which is a year ago now, I don't think I've done any of these things at all, aside from the odd bit of drawing. There were some free online drawing classes that I took over lockdown, because there was a really great artist collective doing it. They did free videos, these tattoo artists, free video art lessons every Sunday, and it was so fun. And I'll show you some of the stuff that we drew. But aside from that, I really miss some of my other activities. So I like crocheting. I'm going to show you my blanket. I like sewing. I started learning how to quilt, and I made 2 quilts, which I've given away for like a baby's quilt. I haven't made a full-blown quilt. I started making like my own, those lovely, you know, the Japanese cloth book covers to protect your books. So I made loads of those for friends. I haven't got one for me. I made loads of them for friends and gave them all away. But yeah, I love sewing, and I love making things. I love drawing, and I was learning watercolour, and I love calligraphy. I was learning brush lettering and calligraphy, and I was really into that for a long time. In fact, I did the signs at my friend's wedding in 2019, my best friend's wedding in 2019, and yeah, I was really getting into it. But I have had no time. All my spare time now goes on reading, talking about books, filming. I've really got to slow down on it actually, because I miss the artwork. The only thing I still do is bullet journaling, and when I say I do bullet journaling, I literally just do occasionally brush lettering of the day that I'm writing my journal entry of. But all the lovely sort of spreads that you would do, a gratitude spread and all that kind of thing, I don't really do the creative part of the bullet journaling anymore. To be honest with you, bullet journaling is supposed to be about organisation, but I liked the artistic side of it. So there's some of the things that I do. Other than that, yeah, I just, since lockdown, nothing. But before that, I like all the usual things, films, TV. I like playing board games, and I don't get to do that enough because my partner doesn't like it unless we're with other people. So during lockdown, I didn't play one board game. I was really upset. I also really like video games, and I don't do that anymore because video games suck me in and then they take over my life, and I can't do other things. So because I've devoted a lot of mental energy to books and reading, I've done none of these things, which is sad. So I really need to get back into the art, particularly because I find it really therapeutic. Question 3, what is something special or important on your nightstand that is not a book? Nothing. My nightstand is really narrow, so all I've got is my lamp, which I really like because it's one of those wake up lights, so in the winter, so I get a bit of wake up light, and it's really nice to dim it down in the evenings. Earplugs, which are really important because noise of the street and maybe some snoring. Bluetooth headphones, but that's book related because if I can't sleep, I listen to an audiobook. We're not supposed to talk about books. I'm not doing very well at not talking about books. But yeah, that's all I have. So nothing. Oh, and some moisturiser. 4, what's something that you buy at a bookstore other than books? Not much really. I have bought the odd greetings card and the odd tote bag. But yeah, I just buy books really. The Waterstones near me has the most lovely board game selection. You know, years ago, I don't know if you lived in London or had a Forbidden Planet near you or a Games Workshop, but they had amazing, real niche kind of role-playing games and things like that. This Waterstones has a really good collection of, considering it's a tiny shop, of board games, and I have bought a few games in there, but yeah, I don't really buy anything other than books in bookshops generally. Question 5, what's a fun gift you've received that wasn't a book or a gift card for a book? People have only recently started buying me or attempting to buy me bookish presents because they always assumed I would have the book, and 9 times out of 10 they were right. If they picked a book for me, I generally had it. But this year I got a lot of book related birthday presents, which I loved. But generally I like experiences, so when someone gives me like theatre tickets or something like that, like my 40th birthday, I got tickets to watch parts 1 and 2 of Harry Potter and the Cursed Child at the theatre, so that was one of the most special things that I ever got. Editing Jack here, just to say, I can't believe I didn't mention this, but it's because it's behind me whenever I'm filming. But when we're talking about presents and a fun present that someone gave me, this is one of the best things someone ever gave me. So I talked about going to see Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Well, you can see that is an Ollivander sticker this box and the wand inside it were handmade for me by my lovely friend Paul, who is a partner to my equally wonderful friend Nikki, and they watch my videos, so they'll see this. So let me just get this out for you. Wait a minute. Yes, so my very own wand. It's made for me for my 40th birthday, and absolutely love it. It's just so precious. I wanted to bring it into school a few times, and I did, but I just didn't trust to leave it there, just in case something happens to it. So, because I like having things like this in school, so I would use it for the children. But yeah, this was an amazing present. Thank you, Paul. I still love it. Thank you very much. And recently, like this year, 2 of my friends took me out for dinner because they didn't buy me a present. They just met me for dinner and took me out, and that was perfect for me because 1, I love to be fed, and 2, I got a lovely evening with friends I haven't seen in forever because of the pandemic. So that was really lovely. So experiences. My brother also bought me a masterclass subscription a couple of years ago, and I really enjoyed that. That was during the pandemic. I actually did take a few of the masterclass online classes, and that was pretty good. So stuff like that. Oh, I must point out, this is one of my birthday presents from this year. It was and I wear it all the time lately. I'm not really into jewellery, but 2 of my very close friends bought it for me, and it's designed to be fiddled with. So sort of like, so that you can just remind yourself that it's there, but it's got like the words believe, strong and enough printed on these bands, just as little reminders of, you know, having a bit of faith in yourself. So yeah, I love this present. Question 6. What are some YouTube channels you watch that are not related to books? Going back to the art thing, I love artists' channels. During a really rough time last year, before the pandemic and then at the start of the pandemic, where I was going through a lot of anxiety, I loved just the calmness of art vlogs and artists' channels. I love Cheyenne Barton and Fran Menezes and Minnie Small. I'm going to link all these channels in the description box. One of my favourite ones, I like Lee Ellickson. One of my favourite ones has been, and funny enough, I just got a message through on Patreon, who I've subscribed to as a patron, is Wendy Robinson, whose channel is called The Unexpected Gypsy, and I started watching her. I can't remember how many followers she had at that point, but she was starting to gain a following because she came up as a suggested channel to watch. And then she's just sort of got really big in the last few months, and like she's so lovely. She's an artist based here in Glastonbury, and she does sort of studio vlogs, but her whole shtick is well-being, and she's into, like, she paints fairies and all sorts of things. So I'm going to put some pictures up of I bought some of her cards. I've got one of her cards on the front of my bullet journal actually. But I also really like Rachel Stephen, who's a writer and vlogger. I really love Bernadette Banner's videos as well. Bernadette Banner is a huge YouTuber, but she makes historical costumes and she's got a wonderful voice, and yeah, anything to do with sort of making, I really love those kinds of channels. Editing Jack here. Can't believe I didn't mention the ASMR sound, ambient sound videos. I don't like the talky ones, but I love the ones with sound effects and quiet music. There's a brilliant Studio Ghibli 30 minutes of Studio Ghibli sounds and visuals, just no speaking, no music, on the HBO channel, which I will link in the description box below. But anything like that where it can be taken to Hogwarts or the Middle Earth, those sorts of videos I absolutely love. Can't believe I didn't mention them. But in terms of, like, you know when you sometimes watch just things because you just need to like have a laugh and switch off, sort of outtake videos, Graham Norton videos, quite a lot of him interviewing celebrities and just laughing so much. So there's some of the silly videos I watch. But again, much like everything else, since I started BookTube, I don't have time to watch them, because I always make time to watch Wendy, because she does one video a week, and now she does one every 2 weeks sometimes. And because I'm one of her patrons, I get a video every 2 weeks as well. So I always make sure I watch her stuff. But other than that, I don't have time because I need to catch up on BookTube most of the time. So if I'm on YouTube, then I'm generally watching BookTube, because I've got lots and lots of lovely friends whose videos I need to catch up on, always. But yeah, I love YouTube. Isn't it amazing, YouTube? If I don't have anything to watch that I'm specifically watching on the TV, I would far rather put YouTube on than anything else, because it's just so interesting, the content and the diversity of content and the things you can learn. And sometimes, this is why I like watching artist vlogs. You can escape and pretend that's your life. Like, I feel like there's a sort of, in my head, like having an art studio, and I'm very solitary. I'm an extroverted introvert, I think is the term, or a social introvert. So I'm very good at socialising with people, and I love socialising, but it drains me so much, drains my energy so much, that I always need time alone. Like, even in our own house, I need time on my own, away from my partner, and so does he, which is great. And so I look at these artists with their sort of, in their studio, no one else around them, doing their thing, which could be quite isolating for some people, but I think that life would suit me very well. Okay, so I'm supposed to tag 5 booktubers I want to find out more about, and lots of my favourite booktubers have already done this tag. I think most of them, apart from 2, and I had a look on their channel and I'm like, I haven't seen these 2 do it. One is Pay Vio from Attention, and I know Pay, you get tagged a lot, so I don't expect to see this anytime soon, but yes, this would be a great one. I'd love to see you do it. I'm sure it would be really funny, but also I'd love to find out more about your interests outside of BookTube. And Julie, lovely Julie, good friend now, Julie from the Hungry Bookworm. I haven't seen it on your channel either, unless I've not looked on it. I don't remember you doing it. So if you could do it, Julie, I think this would be a great one. We've had a little chat though about some of the things you like watching outside of BookTube, and yeah, I'd love to see you do this video, because you've got such interesting answers, I feel. Okay, if there's anyone here watching that hasn't done it and would like to do it, you're tagged. I'd love to find out more about you. And if you do it, because I'm so terrible at keeping up, come back to this video and tell me in the comments that you've done it, so I can come and watch your video, because my watch later list is so ridiculously long. It's not that I don't want to watch people's videos, it's just I don't know how to keep on top of it. So if you liked my rambling nonsense and you've not been here before, consider subscribing. Let me know in the comments below, have you got some lovely artists videos that you follow, because I'm always looking. I really want to also know, how do you balance, if you're a booktuber, how do you balance just books and other things that you do? I'm probably doing too many things. I have been suspecting that I might need to drop some things for a while, not BookTube, but maybe just calm down on the buddy reads and things like that. And also, I'm going to have to try and stop working at the weekends, because I work on Saturdays at the moment, and with my 3rd job starts, I think I'm going to stop working at the weekends again, which might give me some time back for doing some artwork, doing some nice relaxing things, doing some crocheting. Yeah, so anyway, hopefully I will see you all again here soon. Bye!